I decided to start an online radio station. He looked at me, he said, it's never going to work. I was like, what's the bet? He goes, 1 year. I said, 1 year what? He goes, 1 year, you won't have more than 20 people listening to this stream, right? I'll take that bet. For sure, I'll take that bet. $500? No problem.
I wouldn't bet against you that much.
So I started researching it, right? I was like, listen, I know I'm not a terrestrial radio station. I don't have a tower. I don't have a big board. I don't have personalities and an office where I could do this. But I know enough about the radio business that I can recreate this whole situation in this room right here, right now. I can do it right now, right? Here's what we're going to do. So I kind of put the plan together. The thought was, all right, although it's online, we need to create a situation where people feel like they're still listening to a regular radio station. So I had my programming guys create really cool apps where you can download the app, right, and put it on your phone at the time, because this is right when phones started getting apps and so on and so forth. You can put the app on your phone, and the minute you click it, it's on, right? Very similar to as soon as you sit in your car, when you turn on the radio, it's on. There's no, what do I have to do, blah, blah. You click it, and it's on. So we created that. We created an opportunity, obviously, where you can listen online. And at the time, do you remember Ustream? It's live stream now.
With just the letter U and the stream?
Yeah.
I know of it, but not very much.
Back in the day, right? So we even created a situation where, all right, cool, you can listen and you can watch, right? So we put a whole bunch of cameras in the studio.
Much like what's going on here.
Right, exactly. And we were streaming live, and it was a live show. So, all right, cool. So I have all these situations. Now I need talent, right? So I got a friend of mine to agree to do a show with me, and we started one show on the station. The rest of the 24 hours, we just ran music, right? So every day at 2 o'clock, we'd come on and do a 4-hour show.
Consistency.
And then we just run music, right? People started hearing about it. Facebook started talking about it. So people started calling us can I get a show? Can I get a show? Yeah, okay, well, we don't have the space for it, but all right, cool, no problem. So we're just at this point, we're a month in, right? So I still got 11 months to go on my $500. I'm investing all this money into this for $500, but this was more so to shut him up than the money, right?
Yeah.
That don't ever tell me I can't. So these guys started calling me to do a show. So we started adding people on to our clock, and sure enough, we started filling up the clock. So now here I have a 24-hour radio station, 24 hours, right? With talent that's working at my radio station for free. I'm not paying anybody. They love the movement. They want to be part of it. I've just invested all the money in the equipment and the thought and the strategy of what we're going to do. Well, wouldn't you know it? The first guy that I brought in, his name was Kenny Burns. He's, amazing talent, amazing executive, knows all the people in the world. I couldn't have partnered with a better person. Kenny was all right, cool. We're going to start stepping this up. We've been doing the show for a month now. Let's start having some guests on. The first guest that we had was Justin Bieber.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
But it's because of Kenny. I had nothing to do with that. Justin Bieber.
That just took a whole new...
Hold on. I have to tell you, this is funny. So this is the first radio guest. Now for regular radio, that's normal, right? Justin's in town, he comes,
You're the internet,
I'm the internet, right? So he's our first guest. Brother, it shuts down our server. Our server cannot handle the amount of traffic that's coming to the stream at this point. We got locked down, right?
That's crazy.
But that was a pivotal moment where I said to myself, we're onto something here. And from then on, he continued bringing in guests. Everybody else started stepping it up. What was the bet? The bet was no more than 20 people. Bieber alone killed that, right?
Yeah.
Well, we had killed that before, but Bieber alone, at the time, when Bieber was on, for us, we had it was 7,000 people at one time tried to hit our server, which shut it down. All at one time. Now, for most people, 7,000 is a lot. For a small internet radio station...
For a live stream, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people,
yeah.
right? Especially if you don't have the bandwidth to handle it. And at the time, it's not like today. You know what I mean? So it was very controlled. So so we were like, we need a bigger server if this ever happens again, right? Well, long story short, let's fast forward, right? Here we are coming to the end of the close of the bet. And I said to myself, too, I promised myself, I said, listen, I'm only doing this for a year because I didn't know how we were going to capitalize on this, all right? I didn't have a business model. This was just a bet between two friends, okay? So here we come we're coming to the end of the year, the 12 months, and we're now at 250,000 people, okay? it is to the point right now where anytime a label came into the market with an artist, they would go to the local radio stations, and we would be one of those radio stations they'd have to visit, right? So it'd be like, I'm going to V103, I'm going to Hot 107.9, and we call the stream Beehive, and we have to go to Beehive, right? Dude, we had Chico DeBarge, you name them, they came, right? So it got to the point where now radio stations started saying to themselves, the terrestrial radio stations started saying, like, who and what is this Beehive thing? This is locally in the market. General managers from radio stations were trying to come to my office to see what we were doing. Like, you don't understand. I had an actual radio station placed in my office. I had a request line. I had a board. I had a studio. I had a place for producers. I had, you know what I mean, all in the course of 12 months. The end of the 12 months came, and I said, I got to shut it down. And everybody was like, well, what do you mean? We're on to something. I said, I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? I said, we grew too fast. You know what I mean? And I mean, honestly, I just didn't feel like we had what it took to sell it. You know what I mean? I didn't have a business model. I didn't know what to do with it. I'm sorry, guys, I'm at a loss. Like, so, you know, a lot of people are a little bit upset with me because it was just like, all right, cool. We believed in your vision, and all of a sudden you just like crap all over us and tell us that it's done. You know, and that was also something that was really hard to swallow. But I literally like did not want to disappoint. Like, I did not know what to do with it. Like, my goal was just to get the listenership, and it wasn't even about the $500. It was all about, like, somebody told me that I couldn't do something, and I was like, you know, F off, dude. I can do whatever I say I can do, right? And I did it.